when say river and cobra and a semino kase and near Tosano.
Ye kase amammo papa. This are certain things here. Ubejinaso kase ampa or man move towards the right direction.
Registration of new members. The important assignment of registering new members for the party.
At this moment, NDC na our power no or try say obenya numbers bebre.
Yen sama ifo nyina kwaba ebiom emra dwumadi esia financia. En sama ekoso e oman Ghana mu. Yede ni nyina ebre aifo sisi ameno kase. Fight against Galamsey. His Excellency John Mahama, President of Ghana. Waya wonwade bi ama obepiem e oman Ghana mu a obia e bomampani abaso quick one. Yebewram na fe information bi edi ache bia no yede ni nyina ago edi ama ayefo eno achi NDC amareko no wo ma dinkomo na enkomo na chi no ensem bebre ene freche ba quick one yebero nso so afek Pandai constituency after Supreme Court any ruling eba bonten no enkomo bre so ene fi ho ba baransa na no His Excellency John Mahama.
Okay.
Ghana force omu hunyuma omu ento emfama president.
Okay.
Ni nyina ne se former president na no dan Akuffo ekache Ghana force se ordina kunwa beto ho e dey fight against Galamsey kwa no obeye. Enso 2024 na no dan Akuffo efra ban mu no na Galamsey no asay yensuo nyina. Eno achi e na MPP fo no Domama eteki over no. MPP fo ko jirejire nsuo ka che se Domama asama Galamsey no aya west but sisi ameno kasei asambia si river and cobra abusua nsuo nani ate na sade amanfo si bo Domama baso no esawani ensese me ena me katonje quick one yenko na yehwe before and after Akuffo ro tia konwa no so no ena afa Domama ebetena so within 1 year the nsuo na ye quick one yenko mra
the current state of river and cobra this tells you say Galamsey Akuffo because if you be neighbor if you decide okay if you decide and I join the scene so we put in a work she one of they have the boats now they canoe with the crew they put in those decisions but if you should be this tells you say Galamsey if you this side Akuffo on this side it's no you that Galamsey no way there it's
as you can see, this is the Ankobra River and it has regained its original color, and I hope this color is going to be maintained till the end of time. Yes, so here's Nzima update. Yes, so we give you update of anything happening in Nzima. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. Yeah, it's Nzima update. So yeah, we are here finally, Ankobra River. So as you can see, the Ankobra River is looking all clean, back to its normal state. The Ankobra River is back to its normal color. Yes, and I hope this is as a result of the hard fight by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, led by Honorable Akuffo and other agencies helping to put a stop to illegal mining. So, Ekale and Ankobra River, clean. I think this is a consumable crop.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, the Raja.
Mahama is the hope.
Of course.
As Ube Pia or my Ghana mua.
Okay.
And you back amount for air tono.
Yeah.
Now, when say river and cobra.
Yeah.
And a semino kase. And near Tosano.
No correct.
Now, Ghana for a dinko, quick one. As compared to another Akuffo pencil. I have 4 crabbe to me, JG. If you ever serve for so beyond drop a comment. I will comment section on our film. Bia enye kama quick one, Commander. Iye ni komai.
Erata, Mamina was in the first place, but Mania J. Because Oshe River and Cobra in the western north region, Equa western region, Akobo Punim from Sahio Sokwa. Erata and Sorna Asai. Oshe pass pictures ni videos no. Now the tutu a Niger one. Erata a catcher say Ampafedia Galamsey yako. Na
enti wena MPP for no enya vim. Ebabatna media no so chechem se Domama enya ready se obekun tia Galamsey no
Erecha unim say nkomo we da bia edi wa ha say enei internet no ne evidence no e be expose you enti ade chi a na MP for no beka so NDC by kra fe na Galamsey ni kwotro miracle saboaje ni message ba ko de nam no enti at the end of the day ye wo Ghana fo a omo wo ekuro bia so mo te ho a omo access to internet enti the situation na dru bia no they can take a picture and as a video na as spread a viral na ye nyina ye the current state of ensuo no ene Galamsey ne kon no nti enei in just last month miracles aboaje ka kire say NDC ba power no Galamsey na kosuru nsuo na say e che first no ene Ghana fo aye yadom yenya video evidence a e kire say ukopem e wo sehwere ne mpotem a river ankobra na niete enti se miracles aboaje next time okojina baabi na oka Galamsey issue ne credibility ne away obi en ho be fa ne serious beam because yenim say onka no kure o twantro issue ne baaye no o start twantro ho the president mama enye 1 enye 2 enye 3 ade no to so all sectors as already the heart of Ghanaians asha say nim say oh economy ni eniema aka but said ye oka Galamsey yesemu ye nkakra nso na ni asha se ati the say to say ye ya by the time I own fra konya no so no na nso ni nyina ni ate because sawasha ensuo kese a esoso pa no enketwa ni nyina ate ni kobom enti aside voter river no ope ensuo hodo a eno nso esoso a river ankobra pra ofe ene sa ensuo aka na yensu mo ensuo kese a Galamsey na sa nyina enti at this moment say ye hu se ba kwa ni ahyase ete a the possibility say in 6 months time ekwa 1 year no ye ba hyase hu massive input and I say massive results our they can very high and this abani ye we na after 4 years say yet ha na ye ka kire wo say abani born home the chain na dan ko Akuffo ado na do dey na your friends and family na also so Galamsey so a o se ye boa
I where mama who say as a MPP for no edu ba bia ntro no yomo de
of course
because miracles aboaje edi ba bie Ose John Mahama a fairly fight against Galamsey NDC aban edwa wo manuma ose Galamsey kan ho na ye to abadi ti a Dr. Mahmoud Baomi entina MPP for no kase Ghana fo agina so ato aba ma John Mahama eso John Mahama betena konwa no so no afen na Galamsey no kra no esen kosoro but river ankobrei expose MPP for no
of course because right at the last time ye di pra ho komo wa ha ye show picture evidence bia na pra no ahya ase etia mampani John Mahama nkasa mpo ne kan se ohu ye first no na ade no eye brown dodo but say any change very lucky when you aba benya ankobra eno de se o video ne pictures na clearly who say ade no eni atia ne sa de e ka che nyina ne say under NPP na omo dada enya de no ko Galamsey Western region wa allegedly na chama untumi hye o to Galamsey no enne ya che chama untumi a akontama in any western of region to Galamsey no eno nti ne so na ni ate because seka mine ni guso koso gidigidi said na koso yes forest say enso ni nyina kan so no enye say e wata obi a na dwe ya adwuma na odwene oman ne ho na otinye maase no onim say ansa na enso ni bete no enye 1 month ena enye 6 months it will take time ya din komo we say ansa na enso ni be perfect akwakodu situation a utwama utimi sabi nom no it will take 2 to 3 years ansa na eduru ho
we kwa no yenya ne ntem
mo enti in 1 year say your results so ya na just say yenya ne ntem in another year to come say yes abo ho ban say ya na obi antimi anko ho bi ma afedi anhwa a ye betima sabia nom
na me se won say oban omo illegal miners ni bi na onu omu di nkomo a omo akwa be ka cho say fight against Galamsey no John Mahama obo ne ho modin se unya kwan ni bi di nkomo a wo de abusa wo mo wo no mo ko forest im wo no mo wonsuo ho no omo say this time untimi nya ho kokogina nsuo ho untimi nya kwan gura forest nim any ade say wo tete any wo tete de abetimi awuram ba so wan tete pa eno kwan so ye tewa ye mfa ho ntew enti we say no womo ye legal miners no womo na ye adwuma womo asase pese so womo licenses womo de ye adwuma no womo na ye adwuma no di si ye ko de say ya de a e bo John Mahama ba so
rata unim say ye ko de say ye ya sebi ye nye fe na ye nka no krenkyere ho as Ghana fo say ye ne mampani ebe kan bo mako Galamsey yi said the Ghana for air support yi na yakuni say ya in the next year 2027 yenso ni nyina ni bete by the year 2028 ya mampani eba be fra konya so no na ensuo bia o Ghana bia no usabinum a eyeye enti ba bia yadru no but yensan ye chibiem obi nsem oba kwatena radio so aka say miracles abaje be kwa dede na nse ye hu sempifo bi sore ye ekogina ensuo ho ekoye press conference e wo nsuo no ho the wata omunko ankobra na omunko twa ankobra nkyere ye me throw challenge am MPP for say ye pese hu the current state of river ankobra omunye yadom
na say no hu
that be me pay proof from MPP
do pese MPP for na no yomuko gina nsuo twitwa say mo nsuo na ni asai MPP fra aban mu NDC be take over Galamsey na west eti John Mahama omo no homoden o pese said omo ye na no omo san kwa ne
omo moye because omo ye patriotic citizens omo dwene oman ne ho enti omo mfaka enko ebi kura western region western of omo nko sehwe oso omo nko video river ankobra no na omo nya press conference ho na omo mfa send ye na ye hwe the current state ni say video ni pictures ya Ghana for the kire ye eye no kura na say ye ntro na ye hu de ni aban ne beka omo dwene ho a omunye we maye
enti ai John Mahama any NDC for your madwen say won beso omuya no mugu MPP adamu beso MPP baba power bi emu ana because dia mu ye die e ba ka ne say ade a nana no dan Akuffo ado antimi anye no because Galamsey wo mu try ya on be catch public say o mu fight against Galamsey
of course
and so ni ensuo ya brown
right
but na nu ya John Mahama e be tena konwa no so ai river nkobre hwedia adansa na ne ye
a change Galamsey ne kono
ye na asi enso still na enso so no gold ane ye ton Akuffo ado pension no this time no ye ton sa gold no ema no broso
the right gold we there ye di nkomo bebre na chama untimu smuggle gold no Director say uchetie nkomo no any gold smugglers bebreba ya chi wo mo any chama untumi video wa na wono akoton gold wa brutira you will believe say na gold no omu tu bebre chen na die no but omu tu wi a kitwa bi na aban ni nsaka dia kan nyomo smuggle no makwa akoton na o ma jomu sika gumboto there was evidence here Switzerland aban any Dubai for e ka kire say gold dodo o mo to free Ghana no e yesei but yenso e compare dodo a ye ton ma o na enuru sa dia ka ne ko hen o mo di free hefa ne kokoto ma o mo e ye gold smuggling e na o mo smuggle de ko ye enei aban dey serious on smuggle gold onye illegal mining enso na ni bete ye nyina ye ntinam as Ghanaians sabi ye mfa kwan papa so na ye nidi o ye MPP no ye NDC ni a ye nyina ye pe obi amuro obi so na nadu sheye bose se twase odina konya ne to ho eko Galamsey mpo a odina konya ne beto ho nti anda na nadu ade na ehia ne kase chen bibia eye Galamsey ne kono ye wie ye no na wagege excavators am excavators na ayira ye se bia to kobokina Galamsey na ye ntima ntoase police fo bebra kwa kowu ebi koto amena mu ye wie ye sika di kom ye nya sika ne ba afedi ye ne se ensuo ni nyina san sai na in 1 year mampani John Mahama wa kasa ordina konya no ebeto ho akọ Galamsey hwede nso nani asa say ye wata ye kase amammo papa this are certain things ya obagina so kase ampa omanu move towards the right direction
obetie chia o se John Mahama nye hwe ai miracle sabuaje se do nam radio to radio se wo kasa maka ye Ghana fo se NDC fo nye hwe John Mahama nye hwe asa ya tia ne ye memfa ne se ye nananom ye papa nom ye maame nom no bebre kwa ya MPP executives na no mi se obi na me ni di nkowa na me se o ai me papa mo ebi mu ye MPP mpanimfo executives no ana o se ana wa utu jama MPP sa na me se hwe na me MPP bi
da bi baby
e me rede no moja no eni MPP na eni NDC o mo sa John Mahama ya ade a ya e wo se bo na ba so ye ta John Mahama echi sa NDC for ya ade na ya e wo se bo ma ba so ne ta o machi sa 40 years kwa na wo se ade o mko ade o mko ne ya drop MPP esi nchen
na the writer me bisa asem o se enei aban bi ba akonya yi so na sa party ne tena akonya no so 10 years and answer 20 years now after 20 years Ghana is the current state of Dubai and answer Qatar ompe so obi MPP ni na Ghana kro ni nyina chichire ne sede o ma chichire Dubai yi na NDC na chichire a onye happy
na the ade a MPP for the aduane bashima nu ana
problem no
so obi say chichire che wo say wo MPP miracle sabuaje kala say Ghana for say Ade chenchina che wose ye wan MPP ana.
Director dey me wan say.
MPP wo me aduane di.
Ghana for na miracle sabaje se okasama ye no. Obi twam na ohu san kobra ni ate Ghana ni o. Na ono yi no fo video. Kasama mpani ye adwuma. Obi koyi ne nema report. O se okoye no dollar na bafom ti ni duty no eso ate. Obi kwoto mo. O so okoye mo no so ate. Enti obo mampani abaso.
Enti sorry to say penfo de mo fan cheme. Uye jimifo. Na no bi uyika. Na the same car no tua 1 billion. Na John Mahama ba na ne me koye na the same car no. O koye ni ase I duties near 500 na no tua 1 billion. And na tua 500 million. Sorry to say. Na be jimifo na we no mpa fa.
Very simple. Very simple. Because obi en ho tiri for sem pakodo. Eye papa enya nkomo we ye di bebre but ehia se da be ekoso di. Ye nsoso so biem. Ye mama mpani abaso na ye mfa nkomo we nsi.
Quick one, Commander. NDC amano kuno. Wamo se wamo register new members.
Yeah.
Na ensani beto dano asambia si.
Okay.
Abusuya, ode yentie wemra.
So registers of books are going to be returned to the branches between the period 30th of January to the 10th of February. The responsibility for this particular activity going to lie with the regional and the constituency secretariats. So they will be in charge of this very important assignment, the regional and constituency secretariats. Now the supervision of this will be done by the National, Regional and Constituency Executive Committee. So take note of the difference. The regional and constituency secretariats will be in charge of the activity, that's the responsibility, to be supervised by the National, Regional and Constituency Executive Committee. That's the first activity. Number 2, registration of new members, which will also be done together with the updates of the register. This very important activity, which has to do with registration of new members and an update of our register. The period scheduled for this is the 10th February through to the 30th of March. So 10th February to the 30th of March, the important assignment of registering new members for the party and to also update our register.
Is the amamuno ekono? Anje agana fo nyina beko NDC. Ese no omodi sansami be tu dwa no. Benyamin tie se the way amanfo si rush se won be join NDC no. Ade na enwanwa.
Especially
MPP nye careful.
A school for more tertiary institutions. Obi adwane ko. Obi pese or join NDC.
Miracles abwajen so dia tu dwa a recent video program here say okay. I said John Mahama pa. Omo fa ballot e konkosi campus awodo. Na omo nye election. Also be am to ma NDC.
The Electoral Commission entimi mayen to aba ni manimu yi. Nemum MPP for betima aboaye. On the 10th of February NDC started registration we no. MPP so betima start registration ni bi. No mu nyina dey akosi campus university campuses no. Na NDC for line no mu register. MPP for nie na yen hwade. It is a very important. But the NDC for omo table si ha. Na MPP for omo die nsi ha. Na yen hwe school for no. Line on bekwa akodi so. Very simple.
MPP we
the better we no kra no strategic. NDC general secretary no. Very smart. The better NDC marketable oton ayeto.
Yes.
And MPP kwa ko to omo primaries. On beto no 31st of January. Omo 2 year ya no 1 week 2 days NDC start registration. Enkrofo bebre ho omo say NPP be win power just honorable Ken. Baby ade ne ko no.
Enso na honorable Kennedy no omo nkoto ma no.
Mo enti omo nkoto ma no. Ye wo a lot of MPP for a omo nso guso kase. So honorable Kennedy anweni a omo free party.
Me say me ne MPP ni bi hia.
Okay.
You tribute.
Okay.
Also MPP ni pa. But Dr. Mahmoud Baumia de. Enya de so beto abama ne da. Na se de osi bodo mama abaso. That means masa this MPP nya careful.
Anti strategy NDC afa ba ko ne say NPP to abanu ye ya because it is believed pe nkomo a edba beba no oma baye omukwa koti pe security experts no enhyera nya bokosa e ma bo kakra beba bufo beba it wom at the end of it no say wie na section be say abai de oma sisi oma wiya ya our members need to decide say you be free party them. As at that time, before you can take any decision, and to be there before, because Sadia NDC registration. Let me join NDC because Honorable Kennedy Nekrano at this time MPP for so NDC ni or ye mama NDC and so the China oko register so NDC ni a bone wa ni de a strategic NDC dia target students and nkrofo a omo MPP ma e like say omo to abawia abufo nti omo be kwa tena ba bi reta wonim NPP nya careful baby ade yi kwi unse NPP akọ position omo kura no mu hia numbers ono mu hia se omo be bibia e betwe dom de aba but at this moment NDC na our power no or try say obenya numbers nbebre na was strengthen yema
say NDC for so a plan work
okay
omo so plus you say NPP ayemre ndi omo utilize
okay
na omo de atwe dom no me se on wo de opa hade wo ha bedu time bi no Ghana for do na MPP ebeku o de opa hade o ha because the Jumana NDC for no strategic niema woma for mu ye no I say no Ghana for da MPP
of course
and oma fa so na omo de ye oman ni yi e say no amanfo nche na nwia sika saa e wa aban ni bi omo de benya bi omo de bo oman ni ho bra enti in the next 4 years obeto aba ma hwan John Mahama obeto aba ma NDC NDC so be nipa foforo na aba 2028 enti ono so ba on tie ase se ono no betwa 4 years back just abia some mistake na John Mahama 2016
of course
enti ono so the last nyina be guso no they are promoting for 32 and the 2 no san so we ni a
champion atena fie 12 years
e see that
possibility say
enti that time no and to kwakura betimi asasi MPP
of course na rota that time kra no sikasem ayemre party financiers no say party wo power na order contract amom na o manya sika na edu election o ma idia finance na wakotena fie 12 years Ogovesika onko yi ni kakra wa sevuja ne ma no emfa meche ma party for
that time so be a chama won't be them
right asembe ni
ebia no dem
okay so see ebia nti yemfa ne sa nti eba ni say ya the right NDC is planning say omo begu MPP but adie baako amahu say NDC aye na omaye nie eye discipline general secretary fifi afikwate the right say okasa the boldness any power NDC dey action mu no o make sure say no matter ni pakura wo ye in the party general secretary no na all control niema emra ni nie ubedi mra no so uni mra no so a you move your way
na so matese o mo say o person hold the position your party ni ma now who appointment any ejai
the right no correct mo etese Malik Basintali etese Sami Jamfi the right omo kita position of party nim na eneyi mampani amomo appointment enye CEO position no the right Nyankopo adma in December 2026 NDC betwa by executives ansa na obetima preview no age se wachekura June o resign free aban mu say position na mampani dem as minister anasa appointee no onye biem because o say eno be yi greedy every ho sa ani bre no pese menkumnya no e be fro o party ni dia jai minister ni position ne to nchen na be ye party adwuma say o minister na jai party adwuma ne to ho na obi mefa na onye no onye ne ye en combine ni mienu emfa mpe wo ho right it tells you say party no o matene amase samia hukumo omu kita position in the party ekuta position wa ban mu ekoye kodure stage na bi mu ekodure stage a o say ade no ma yedin omunya ba akonto never omunya nto ho right when na strategic goals ya o ya party ne begina e be very stable and me pese the NDC ya omunyema no so omu to so say ya say the okay MPP bebre just say NDC mom omo to abayi chairman for me no na omo ma asedu nketia eko take over MPP na oye party ni yie owi ana waja kwa NDC
commander Emfrio na lawyer Edudi Tamaklo enkomo wa dino ano din after Sekpandai constituency Supreme Court ede a ruling no eba ye no abusua ensem bebre ne freche ba na lawyer Edudi Tamaklo aye guru ewo NDC amanukuo num no kwasam se wa biye na ne nkomo na wadi no o ka se bi wom abusua wo de enya botre na ye nkotie nsem no
Pandai abato ho nsensem no high court ni rule ye o rule wie ye no e ho asem san eba pie Supreme Court ebra wo mo ye appeal na eno a Supreme Court ruling na etneto say
your brother once again they say you can disagree with the court, but that is the only thing you can do. And if there is an avenue, say ubetimi akohaya, you can explore those avenues. Brakwame, Metnia can say Enua Supreme Court by a 4-1 majority decision. I can say Omone the MP for Bandai, Honorable Matthew Nyindam, Sebi, on remaining as the Member of Parliament elect for the good people of Bandai. Brakwame, some interest, said Matthew Nyindam, the papa in the air concomani. But ne mami en chumuru ni so nza
wa papa na ekwankwoma ni Yindam
MP for Manda Yindam.
Wow, minim da
na ne mami na en chumuru ni.
Okay
The one who say Oti region is one of the major tribes honum in Chumrufo.
Yeah, no.
Intino the part efi northern region and the part is so I work close with Oti.
Okay.
Now, Brahame, when you say Bandai, a traditional NDC seat.
Sana a history in Chile.
Oh, yeah, a traditional NDC seat. Into Shaya for a long time, I think for 20 years. Now, NDC in the Daso. At that time, the late Honorable Kojo Taya Likbalimo in an MP. For your MP now, I think for 20 years, the only person put me a breaking that jeans. Matthew Nyindam. And Osha Pandaya, a typical Konkomba Nanumba in Chumuru community. Odaje. Now, because Ono Nema Miakoye in Chumuru ni, and I never park where Konkoma ni, with me into the NDC base. Inti na akwezo wakonya advantage kakra bi wo ono inti wo hwe ya obeye MP ena obiti taya le parlement ena yebeji ye seat bio ena 2024 waya sade no ho abeche mu bio na no na abatu no wie ye no you can't do as usual. You are invoking the High Court jurisdiction to hear an election petition. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Based on a 24th December purported Gazette of the election results, and take the timeline very well. 24th December 2024. Electoral Commission at the Gazette be at the buy. That Gazette no ye jina sono any file a parliamentary election petition because which Article 94 and PNDC Law 284 representation of the people's law. I can't say who made me the parliamentary election petition at the back 21 days after the Gazette of the election and not before. Indeed, the Supreme Court in several cases I can say when you file a parliamentary election petition, prior to the Gazette notification, the action will be considered premature and will therefore be struck out.
Yeah, because the Gazette here won't mean
court.
Sure.
Based on that 24th December purported Gazette, Brakwame, court at the High Court in Tamale. Now, court in Tamale, no. In a Matunindam, a man, a lawyer for a filing a motion or notice raising preliminary legal objection. Preliminary legal objection. What was the nature of the objection? The objection is to the effect is say the NDC candidate about court premature, and that the actual Gazette 6 January 2025, and so the date on that Gazette notification is 6 January 2025. And so, based on the argument he made in court, per the motion now of filing, not the okay say 6 January 2024 in the date for the Gazette here, and the action mounted by the NDC candidate at the High Court in Tamale was premature. NDC candidate knew who he are. In fact, he filed a motion, and accompanying the motion was an affidavit. That affidavit, or no, Matunyinda Mankasa in the deposit to the affidavit, and he took an oath. Ocean the deposition now. Mekaipa say ocean the depositions now. Okay, in the deposition say the day of the Gazette, 6 January 2025. In the NDC candidate knew who Sanan was so okay. Say 6 January, and that is the date you think was the Gazette notification, The rule says I have 21 days. That 21 days now, I'm still within the range, even if you calculate from the 6th of January. That's what I mean by what you here.
Meet you, Honorable.
Good. In the NDC candidate, quickly or withdraw the initial petition of filing, because now the respondent agrees to say 6 January and not 24th December. So based on that, you withdraw your initial petition. You withdraw, of course, you say, you can't just withdraw like that. Cancel. So I am awarding cost. I think it was 10,000 cedis. Share what back cost without blah blah blah. No, you pay what they mean using colloquially a cost or penalty of 10,000 Ghana cedis. And yes, you okay. If you withdraw, now that you say a 6 January, we are still within the 21 days. And I file a fresh petition. And the fresh petition now you file High Court SSA Obibeka the issue down for trial. NDC for witnesses Ebra. Electoral Commission for witnesses Ebra. Martin down also for witnesses Ebra. And now judge go through a full trial. A full trial. If the judge go through a full trial now, on man decision, a coba say, said you, Yenya Martin. Now a coba say, you declare the seat vacant. Now you order for re-election or rerun of the election. The aftermath of it, no, is a matter of public record. And from nowhere, Namachinidam said, no. The proper date for the Gazette, December. The original date now, NDC candidates no AUZ, you know. That is the proper date of the Gazette. And not the 6th January now, on a High Court judge now, was deposited to affidavit. No. That is not it. That's why I mean, this is where it gets intriguing. Because, what in our call High Court judge, no hope. Tamale, say the initial petitioner NDC candidate no mountain, you know, premature. And because it is premature, you think A, B, C, D ought to be done. In the year withdraw your petition. And I file a fresh one. Based on the new date now, what your court say, that should be the date that the court should be using. And not the 24th. I say, based on that, your 6th January, no, you bring in a fresh action. Which a fresh action, no, you litigate your judgment about. Now, since the judgment didn't go in your favor, no, why a 360 degrees say, oh, that 24th December now, NDC candidate in using, you know, that is actually the proper date. And not your 24th, and not the 24th winner NDC candidate, you know, at the buyer. And I say, Mother, what is happening? You can't eat your cake and still have it. Well, in our day application at the bar court, at the country court to say, the date for Gazette is 6th January. And in fact, that's funny. Okay, affidavit now, now. On one case, ejina mu can say, oh, as far as he is concerned, the 6th January, that is the proper date for the Gazette notification. And we said, okay, if this is what you are saying, since we are within time, we will withdraw the petition, and the court awarded costs against us. Based on that cost implication, you know, in Aja, you two and among, in a Obeka say, then in your two, sir. Now, also on one affidavit now, or the bar court now, this is essentially what he says, and I just want to read for our listeners. Paragraph 8 of the affidavit in support of the motion to strike out, sworn to by Martin Yundam himself, also quote, that available records show that the parliamentary election results of the December 7th, 2024 election nationwide, including that of Pandai constituency, were published in the Gazette or gazetted by the Electoral Commission on 6th January 2025. Attached here to and marked as Exhibit JS3 is a copy of the page of the Gazette notification of the parliamentary election results. Show is even profound. That list shall be sought to send the soft copy of the full Gazette to this court. Paragraph 8 of Onwa Ne affidavit in support of the motion to strike out the petition as premature. It is based on this way, in fact, also the Gazette notification that he attached, INA Exhibit JS3 now, it says Ghana Gazette, 6th January 2025, Electoral Commission Ghana, detailed parliamentary election results, date of region, northern region, SN number, name of candidate, Matthew Nyindam, Daniel Insala Wakpa, and Donko Eric Nipani, and Obiani result. It is based on this, my NDC candidate will say, okay, so what plan for the year affidavit? Your position is the and we call so that I can reach out. So it was on this basis now judge no make judgment. Now Martin now goes to court to say, sir, Daddy, date for the Gazette no 24th December. And by the reckoning, that would also mean that it is within the 21 days after the election. December 7th, into 24th December. Which a timeline now, Electoral Commission, or see, this is the Gazette way. So, for all intents and purposes, and based on good faith, bona fide, yeah, can I say, okay, we will mount the petition based on your 6th January. After judgment, no court here will be and now go to Supreme Court. So that be Supreme Court, that be. The truth of the matter, and say, the Gazette date me December 24th. And because it is December 24th, addo. At the time our NDC candidate mounting the second petition, 21 days now per month. And so, to the extent that 21 days upon any petition filed after the 21 days is considered incompetent. If the petition is incompetent, then you cannot mount a successful judgment on it. Because then, the jurisdiction of the High Court was not properly invoked.
Now, you know, ye learned judges at the Apex Court. No? One more answer the working chronology of these events now leading to say the High Court can't say woman to a ban from.
In fact, that is one of the things we want to read in the judgment. Almost the judgment will be available in February. I personally want to know how the Supreme Court resolved the timeline issues. I want to know how the majority decided that, okay, notwithstanding the affidavit in support of the motion to strike out the original petition, notwithstanding the fact that Martin Nyindam Nankasa and the High Court swore to, it's like he's taking an oath and said this is what it is. And based on that, A, B, C, D has been taken. It's based on that, the petition was premature. I want to know how the respected justices of the Supreme Court, the majority, resolved the issues of timeline. Because the whole case before the Supreme Court was on timeline. It is either the Supreme Court accepts the 24th December or the Supreme Court accepts the 6th January. Martin Nyindam Nankasa at the bar court no. But you see, much earlier no, there was a previous decision of the Supreme Court, in the case of the Republic versus High Court, Koforidua, I think it's a contempt matter involving Nyaminia, the late Yaokumi Enes. May his soul rest in peace. And to usher the case of the Republic versus High Court 3, Koforidua, Espati Enes Yaokumi, applicant Henry Boate Yado, first interested party, Electoral Commission, second interested party, the Clerk of Parliament, third interested party. Again, by a majority decision comprising Professor Mensah Bonsu, Gaiwu, Kofi, Ajay Frimpong, my Lord Ajay Frimpong, and the chair the decision.
Council, and yeah, where the main train. Now, Matisse, a simple person called review. Now, review.
You see, Kate Nana involved my brother and me. In that case, no, the majority, and let me read a portion of the ruling. This is what the majority said in the NS committee decision. Or say, quote, the central issue in this case, therefore, was when was the result of the Akuffo parliamentary election gazetted? And see, no can say if they have to resolve the central issue when the gazette was when the election result was gazetted, all the other issues will be resolved easily. So the court set that question to resolve. In a court also can say this could only be a simple question of fact, even though the Gazette notification carried a legal effect. Affidavit evidence. In his affidavit in support, the applicant attached Exhibit D, an extract of the Gazette notification. On the extract, the date of the Gazette was stated as 6th January 2025. The first interested party filed a further supplementary affidavit in opposition on 11th day of March 2025, in which he deposed to quote that I have caused my lawyers to conduct a search at the Ghana Publishing Company Limited, Assembly Press, the official and only publisher of Gazette notifications in Ghana, to verify the authenticity of Exhibit D attached to the applicant's affidavit in support. Attached and marked as Exhibit 11 is a copy of the said letter. That the Ghana Publishing Company replied to the request by my lawyers and stated that the said Exhibit D by the applicant is not genuine and cannot be found in the records of Ghana Publishing Company Limited. Attached and marked as Exhibit 12 is the said response from Ghana Publishing. So, this is where the Supreme Court said, if the lawyer for the respondent in the NSCUMI case, which is the NDC candidate who looks to NSCUMI, or not for any search in a Ghana and after state, the 6th January Gazette, they cannot find it in their record. Then effectively, quote unquote, it is fraudulent. That's what it is fraudulent. So the court now proceeded to say, from Exhibit 11, the first interested party attached two separate Gazette notifications. The applicant's Exhibit D, dated 6 January 2024, and the one he had procured for Ghana Assembly Press, that is Gazette number 234, dated 24 December 2024.
Now, yeah, to say, Muslim Mobile review.
Well, for me, as a lawyer, and as I actually, we are trying a copy of the decision. Again, we would want to see how the majority resolve the issue of the timeline. Why the preference of the 24th December date over the 6th January, even though the applicant, like Yunam in the instance case, relied on that 6th January 2025 Gazette date, as the basis to act as earlier petition was premature. We want to see how the Supreme Court went about it, because this fundamentally an application to Sharia is discretionary. So the conduct of the applicant is a deciding factor. Yes, it may well be that the court in the earlier decision, that is S-Party and S-Kumi, has resolved the issue that 24th December is the proper date of the Gazette for election 2024. That being the case, your position is to the extent that Latin in them echo and codes and rely on that 6th date one, it didn't benefit from that representation from the court. Because the question, who are the country issue? 6th January is the proper date. Okay, Mate. So 6th January, and the other may withdraw the one I'm filing based on the 24th December. Now, young proper into the case. Now, what tell me about that? Even you, it has come to our attention that the Supreme Court has in an earlier decision now upheld or taken the view said 24th December. And for that matter, the judgment that was validly procured based on the 6th January Gazette notification was made in error. We shall say the conduct of the applicant hearing the Honorable Martin Yindam ought to have been a deciding factor. But the majority were of a different view, and under the circumstance, we can only disagree. And once we get the benefit of the full judgment, what we'll do is to advise ourselves what the next line of action will be.
I see. Kazo mamenda wase na mense nyampama